Hey, Carpool Crew, Pastor Justin here. I'm so glad you're joining us for another episode. Before we jump in, let me give a quick shout out to Gage, Owen, and Gunner in East Tennessee. I'm so glad you and your family listen to the podcast on the way to school. Have an incredible day and a ton of fun. Our verse today comes from Matthew chapter 20, verse 15. Jesus says, "Are you jealous because I'm generous?" Now, that question comes from a story Jesus told that probably made a lot of people uncomfortable. Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire workers for his vineyard. The first group showed up right away. They worked all day in the hot sun, digging, carrying stuff, sweating. Before they started, the owner promised them a full day's pay, and they agreed. It was a fair deal. But the landowner didn't stop there. Later in the morning, he hired more workers. Then again at noon. Then again in the afternoon. And finally, right before the day ended, he hired some people who had barely worked at all. Now, imagine you're one of the workers who started early in the morning. You've been there all day. Your shirt is dirty and sweaty. Your hands probably hurt from all the work you've been doing. Your arms are tired. And you see the people who just showed up getting paid first. And then they get a full day's pay. Suddenly you're thinking, wait a second. If they got that much, I'm about to get way more. Well, because I've been here longer. That's what you'd be thinking. But when it's your turn, you get the exact same amount you agreed to at the beginning of the day. And it feels really unfair to you. That's exactly how the workers felt. They complained about it. They compared the money they made to others, and they really felt overlooked. But the landowner gently reminded them, I didn't cheat you. I gave you exactly what I promised, but I also chose to be generous to others. Now, here's what Jesus wants us to understand. God's kingdom doesn't work like a scoreboard. It's not about who arrives first. It's not about who did more. It's not about who arrived first. It's not about who did more. It's not about who has more Bible verses memorized or who sings the loudest when they're at church. It's about grace. See, if Jesus were sitting right next to you in the car or at the breakfast table, I think he'd say, just because someone also receives grace doesn't mean you receive less. See, God isn't stingy. He's not cheap. He isn't running out of grace and kindness. But sometimes, though, if we're honest, we get frustrated when someone else gets something good, a second chance, maybe forgiveness or help or extra attention. We feel like, where's our attention? Where's our extra forgiveness? Where's our help? But Jesus reminds us that God's generosity is bigger than our idea of fairness. See, here's a big truth for today I want you to know. God's grace isn't earned, it's not compared, and it's not competed for. It's a gift. And it's a gift we say thank you for. And it's also a gift that we should give others. See, when other people maybe mess up at school, maybe someone made a promise that they broke, or maybe they broke something of yours and you're really upset about it, you can give grace too. You can give forgiveness. And it's not forgiveness they have to earn. It's not forgiveness that they're competing for. You're not only going to forgive one person today, you should be willing to forgive everyone. Because God forgives you and everyone else. See, this is something that we can apply to our lives. We can be full of grace with our family and our friends. We can be forgiving when something goes wrong. We don't have to hold a grudge, and we don't have to get upset if someone else is being forgiven or given grace or given help, and we feel like we deserve it. There's not only a little bit. There's a lot of grace, a lot of forgiveness, and a lot of help to go around. God gives it generously, so does your family, so do your friends, and so do your teachers. So remember, no matter where you are or how you're listening, God loves you. And parents, if you like today's episode, consider sharing about it with another parent friend. Send them a link or drop a link in a Facebook group. We would love that. Now, before you go, let's answer this question together. Why do you think it was hard for the first workers to be happy for the others? I'll see you tomorrow on Carpooling with Jesus.